Hi all, welcome to my channel. I'm Mark, this is Mark's Mods, and today is Terminator Tuesdays. So we're going to do issue 85 of Build the Terminator. Now this issue is the one I've been dreading again because we have to put them like spring tendons in, so it's going to be very fiddly work today. I must admit that, but yeah, I like a challenge and a challenge is good. So I want to get started on this, so with all that said, let's get modelling. Okay, so what we need to do first of all, we've got these bits here which are plastic, and we've got these rubber washers, and yes, like before, we're just going to be fitting them onto the ends, and yeah, so let's go for it. So I believe these are for the tendons again, so let's have a look. So when you're putting these on, it doesn't really matter which way they go on. There's no direction on them. So screw that down. Just be careful not to over tighten, and it should still move. So that's the first one done. Now we'll do the other two. So I'll just bring some two screws across. These are PB 2x 6mm screws. And I always like to get my screw loaded up on my screwdriver, ready to go. This is when you need that third helping hand. Just check that can spin. That's a little bit tight, so slacken that off, and that can spin nicely. Okay, so the last one, again, get my screwdriver loaded up. Bob the bit on. Oh, I wanted to run away with me there. So, okay, so we'll put this on. Screw it down. Check that it can move, just a little bit to slack. Okay, and that one's done as well. Okay, so the next thing we need to bring across is we need to bring across the left arm and the left hand. Now, in the magazine, it's asking you to put the muscle connectors, which are these plastic bits here, onto the Terminator and then put the springs on. Now, I think there's probably an easier way to do that, and that's the way they did it previously, which we put these on the springs first and then connected them in place. So I'm going to go a little off-piste and do it the way I think is going to be the easiest way. So first of all, I'm going to connect. Oh gosh, that's stiff. Let's connect the main. Now, let me just double check. Yeah, because I'm looking at step 11 and it just more or less fits on. There we go, that's in place. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to thread these muscle things into the holes that they need to go into. So making sure we get the right one. This would be the only thing I would say on this build that is quite challenging, is these bits, but it does really give it some detail. Okay, so all four of them have now been threaded through. Now I do believe I've got these crossed over. No, they're fine. Okay. So I'm going to need some glue and a cocktail stick, and what I'd like to do is I'd want to fix these connectors onto the springs first. Now I've already taken them off the sprue, and I just do believe it'd be a lot easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some flat tweezers, just like that. Let me get some glue in a pot. Okay, that's a bit of glue in there. I'm going to get my cocktail stick. Just going to pick one of these tendons out. So I'm going to get my cocktail stick, apply some super glue to the end of the cocktail stick, and I'm just going to put the cocktail stick into the muscle connector. Try and pick up one of these and put it in the corresponding spring. Okay, so we need to repeat that 3 times. Don't be afraid to pull on these when you're doing yours, because they can take it. Okay, there's some more glue in there. I'm doing really well. I thought I might need to use my tweezers by now, but I don't. Right, so that one doesn't want to go in. There is a little bit of extra from the sprue, so let me just cut that off in case that's the issue. Let me just get the cocktail stick down again. Okay, let's get the connector. Nope, that one's not wanting to go in. The first one went in absolutely fantastic, but this one doesn't really want to play ball today. So let's just try again, and if need be we might have to file down some of the plastic on the connector, which is going to be very fiddly, so that's really the last thing I want to be doing. Actually, that's now gone on. Okay, so that's the second one on. Get some glue ready. Let's get to the third. With things like this, you need to work out what is easiest for you, whether to follow the magazine or to do it your own way. I have to admit, doing it this way is a lot better for me, but it might not be for somebody else. Okay, that one's on. So just because it works for one person doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody. Okay, so let's get some more glue. That went in nice. And where's that final connector? Here it is. Trying to pick it up. Okay, hopefully this one plays ball, but there always is the one that's going to be a problem, but that's gone in perfectly. Okay, so that's the first step. The next bit I'm going to do is I'm now going to connect the connectors to the Terminator hand. Now, take your time with this. Don't rush it. Make sure you have you hold it in place for the right amount of time. So I'm going to get my tendon, line it up and pop it in. So I'm just going to hold that there for a few seconds just for that glue to take hold, and that's now in place. So I'm going to do the next one, which is a bit further down. This one I might have to use tweezers for. You've also got to remember when you're gluing things that the more glue you put on, the longer it's going to take to dry. So if you put absolute huggings on, it will take longer to dry. So try and use your glue as best you can when you're doing something like this. Okay, so that one's on. We've got 2 more to go. This is going a lot smoother than what I thought it would do. Okay, so I've got my glue on. It is a little bit fiddly down there, so I might just have to use my tweezers to sort of get it in place, and then if I can get my finger on it. The other good thing about using your finger on it as well, the heat from your finger will help the super glue dry a lot better. So it's always better, I find, to get a finger on it than to hold it with some tweezers. Okay, so we've got the last one. I'm really getting excited now, as you can tell. Okay, so that one's on. These are a bit easier at the sides because they're more raised up. Okay, and that's all them tendons now in place. So what we need to do next is we need to connect these muscle parts here. So we've got these that we were first working on. Bob that in and put that onto that joint, that ball, that onto that one, and finally this onto this one. Okay, so we've done all that now, and yeah, so we finished this section. I found that was a lot easier to do with the putting them on the springs first, then putting them on. But if we can see now, we've got the left arm, and just to bring it off to compare, we've got the right arm. How good is that? Yeah, so pair of Terminator arms. And that's it for this issue, issue 85. Like I said, went a lot smoother than what I anticipated it was going to be at. But I really enjoyed that because it's a nice challenging issue, and yeah, I do like a nice challenging issue. Well, thanks for tuning in for today's Terminator issue. Yeah, it was challenging, I have to admit, but yeah, I think with certain things like this, you need to take your time and not rush it and try and get it done as quickly as possible. And like I said before, you need to work out which method is easiest for you to do. It is going to be a little bit confusing for me to do the instructions for this, but it has made my life easier doing it that way first. Tomorrow we have an X-Wing video coming out. Thursday, unfortunately, we don't have anything, and then Friday we have the next issue of the DeLorean, which is issue 4. So yeah, nice busy build week for me this week. So if you like this video, please give it a massive thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit that notification bell, and you'll be notified of any future videos. But as for always, guys, stay safe and bye for now.